Hey everybody, this is Tyler with Mountaineer Journey. We're going to give you our top 5 best hiking boots. What we did is we compiled a list of the 20 top hiking boots, and we've tested all of them over the past 2 years, and we are going to give you our top 5. If at any point you'd like to purchase these hiking boots, there's a link down below in the description. We update the links daily so you get the lowest possible price. Coming in at number 1, we're just going to start with the number 1 hiking boot, the Hoka Kaha 2. I've tested this hiking boot for over 2 years now, and it is definitely the best one on the market. It has superior comfort, traction, overall protection, and is extremely durable. So overall, the price of the Hoka Kaha 2 is $240. I've seen them dropping the price recently. Starting off with this hiking boot, it has a EVA foam midsole, which is super comfortable. It conforms to the shape of your foot sinks right into it without any issue. It also has a super comfortable sock liner. It also has a lot of protection and comfort around the ankle. It has a bunch of cushioning here, especially around the heel. The toe box has more than enough room. It has great overall protection. As you can see, the toe cap right here, the nice rubber toe cap. No issues with any sharp objects or anything piercing or going through your boot or any issues like that. The ankle stability is amazing on these shoes. You can see 3 eyelets to lace your hiking boots up, nice and secure. I've had 0 ankle issues or injuries with this hiking boot. Super secure while you're hiking. It has the Vibram Mega Grip outsole. As you can see, it even has these tiny little spikes which help with the traction. Overall traction is great on these. We tested these on slate, mud, dirt, rocks, gravel, anything you can think of. The traction held up great every time on inclines, on hillsides. Overall, this is a great mix between a stiff hiking boot and a flexible hiking boot. What I mean by that is, let's do the flexibility test. It is overall decently stiff, which is good for traction. The outsole is huge, obviously, on all Hoka shoes, but as you can see, it almost adds almost an inch to your height. Great shock absorption, no issues with traction. This hiking boot is very easy on your joints as well. The Hoka Kaha 2 has the Meta Rocker geometry that Hoka has introduced. What that does is it allows for more efficient foot striking when you're on the trails. I want to say with Hoka shoes in general, you just feel a lot faster and lighter in general, even though this is 20 ounces, which is on the heavier side of hiking boots. One of the best parts about the Hoka Kaha 2 is how it's able to fit the volume of your foot. It's made out of nubuck leather, but it's not so stiff that it basically constricts your foot. What's great about it is the leather is nice and flexible. So overall, the number 1 hiking boot on the market, the Hoka Kaha 2. So what are you getting if you decide to purchase this hiking boot? You're gonna get a boot that lasts you for years. You're gonna be able to use it 365 days out of the year. It has excellent traction. It has amazing comfort for a hiking boot. Overall, there's a reason why it's the number 1 hiking boot on the market. You'll love the Kaha 2. I really hope you guys enjoy the Kaha 2 as much as I have. Coming in at number 2, the Merrell Moab 3. Rated this as the best budget hiking boot. Currently, it's only $110, which is great value for what you get out of this boot. It is a little bit on the heavier side. So starting off with this boot, it has the Vibram Mega Grip sole like the Kaha 2, but it's definitely not as grippy as the Kaha 2. It still works great in terms of traction. We tested it on every single terrain imaginable, and it held up great every single time. This is definitely the most popular hiking boot out there. You won't pass somebody on the trail who's not wearing one, honestly. Overall, has a mix of synthetic and leather materials. It keeps you warm in the winter. It can get a little hot in the summer, to be honest, but I hike with these in the summer, I have no issues. One of the best features with the Moab 3 is this right here, the sock liner. It is super comfortable, nice and sleek. There's more than enough volume in this hiking boot. It doesn't fit narrow, it doesn't fit wide either. I wear a men's 10.5. Didn't have any issues with compression on my foot or anything like that. It fits really well. You definitely don't move as fast as and efficient as the Kaha 2 with these, but you'll really love the Merrell Moab 3. So what are you gonna get if you buy this hiking boot? You're gonna get one of the best bang for your bucks, and it's gonna give you a nice comfortable hike. Is it as grippy as the Hoka hiking boots? No, they're not, but they still do their job and get the job done right, so you won't be disappointed with the Moab 3. Coming in at number 3, we rated the Hoka Anacapa 2 as the most comfortable and breathable hiking boot on the market. Currently, it's $180. It weighs 17 ounces, which is pretty light looking at this boot. This is a pretty big boot. It's a mid. Overall, this hiking boot has a mix of nubuck leather as well as textile materials. As you can see, there's air pockets of mesh here, which allows for excellent breathability. In addition, there is a non-waterproof model that's the most breathable one called the Anacapa Breeze. Overall protection with these is excellent. It has the toe cap just like the Kaha. It has great protection in the back. It has the Vibram Mega Grip outsole. I would say the traction is not as good as the Kaha 2, but it's still completely up there in terms of traction. We rated it a 9 out of 10. It's one of the best you can still get. Again, we tested it on every imaginable terrain and it held up excellently every single time. If you move towards the ankle, it has the same amount of protection, if not more, than the Kaha 2. Super comfortable around your ankle. Moving towards the midsole, it is nice and foamy and cushiony as well. It's definitely more comfortable than the Kaha 2. It just has that extra padding and cushioning you need on the inside of the boot, and it's more breathable. Like I said, in most Hoka shoes and boots, you move extremely well in these. Honestly, these are my favorite hiking boots, but I'm trying to be objective as possible. The Kaha 2 is still the best, and this is number 3. But again, this is my favorite pair of hiking boots. You just move super well in them. It's got the meta rocker geometry, like we said with the Kaha 2. Just allows for more efficient foot striking. No issues with that whatsoever. What are you getting if you decide to purchase the Anacapa 2? You're getting a super comfortable and breathable hiking boot. It's also going to last you a really long time. I've had these for over a year and a half and I've had 0 issues with breakdown. Even take a look at the outsole. There's no breakdown whatsoever yet, and we've done over 50 miles with these. They hold up extremely well, especially if you're a summer hiker. These are the most breathable ones you can get, the Anacapa 2. So coming in at number 4 is the Keen Tarhi 4. It was just released. Overall, it's a great hiking boot. This was our best performance boot. As you can see, take a look at the outsole. Keen makes their own outsole. The traction is a 10 out of 10. Holds up great in any sort of weather or any sort of terrain you're against. These are on the more expensive side. They're $180 currently because they were just released this year. But overall, if you like the Keen 2 or even the Keen 3, this one's even better than those. Moving on, these have a lot of leather. They're very, very rugged, which makes them stiff, which is great for traction. So I explained in other videos why you want a stiff boot. So if you have a very stiff boot with leather, when you're coming down, it's going to help you with traction, because if you have a boot that is very flexible and you're going against a rounded rock here, then it's just going to fall and slip because it conforms to that surface. If you have a very stiff hiking boot like this one, it's going to hold well because you can't move it around much. It's very stiff. So for technical terrain, this is the boot you want. Comfort wise, it has decent comfort. It's not as plush as the Hoka hiking boots or even the Merrell. It still has decent comfort though. I didn't have any issues with any hot spots or blistering on these. You definitely do have to break in though because of the leather and because they're so stiff. So I would say about 2 to 3 hikes, at least put 4 to 5 miles on these and you'll have them broken in nice and well. Obviously, as you can see, the toe box is nice and wide. The toe cap, super rubberized. It literally feels like a steel toe boot here, to be completely honest. It's not, but it feels like one because it has such great protection. Same in the back. Overall, the Keen Tarhi 4, a great performance boot. All right, coming in at number 5, we have the Ultra Lone Peak All-Weather 2s. So this is the best lightweight hiking boot we rated. It only weighs 14 ounces, which is literally what a trail runner weighs. Super, super lightweight. It's currently priced at $180, which again is on the higher side for hiking boots, but this is the most lightweight hiking boot you can get on the market. It does have more synthetic and textile materials, and it is welded, so there can be issues with durability with these. So what I love most about this is basically a hiking boot that is a trail runner, since it's so lightweight. So Ultra, what they did is they have their own midsole here. It has good traction, almost as good as like the Merrell Moabs and the Hokas like we were talking about. What doesn't help with the traction is this is more flexible, like we had mentioned before with the Keen Tarhi boots. Look how flexible this is. If you're going against a rounded surface, it's going to fall and you're not going to have the best traction. I think they made a great midsole and it will perform well for what it has, but again, not the best traction you're going to get. You're going to want the Keen Tarhi 4 if you want the best traction. What they did is they have the foot shape fit, which is not really present on any other hiking boot that I've seen. What they do is right here, this is where the longest part of the boot is, and it starts to come down towards your pinky toe where it's shorter. So it basically mocks the human foot shape, which allows for a more efficient stride. You feel super quick in these boots, and because they're so lightweight. Another cool part about this boot is it's a zero drop. There's zero difference between the midsole of the heel and the front. Most hiking boots have a drop. We won't get into why that's important. Having a zero drop basically mimics the normal human stride, which is great. It makes for a more efficient stride. Overall, for fit for this hiking boot, it was really good. Didn't have to size up or down, didn't have any issues. It is waterproof even at only 14 ounces, which is pretty surprising. It has its own in-house waterproof membrane. We gave it a 10 out of 10. You can still use this hiking boot during the winter. Maybe wear a slightly thicker sock, to be honest, because there is a lot of room in this hiking boot. But overall, the Ultra Lone Peak All-Weather 2s is the best lightweight hiker, and it came in at number 5. Thanks for listening to our video on the top 5 hiking boots, everybody. We took a lot of time and effort into testing all these boots, and we really hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you'd like to purchase these boots, there's a link down below in the description where we put the lowest possible price, and we update that link every single day. Please also like and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you this content. Thanks again for watching. If you want to read further on this, you can read each individual review on our website, mountaineerjourney.com.